This is Brighton TV, and this is the final game of the season, Brighton versus Burnley. And I'd like to thank everybody who's been following me for the last few years. I really appreciate all your support. And this season, it's been a strange season not being able to go and see the games live due to the coronavirus. And the football, it's been really different. But for us, I think it's been a good turning point for us, because before the break, we were in absolute dire. We weren't able to end up picking up points where we should have. And for us, our lowest points of the season was definitely the Palace game. A 1-0 loss where we have been dominating the ball, dominating the chances, but we ended up unable to take them. Palace, they ended up scoring on the counter-attack, and that just signified what had happened in that period of time from January to February, where we weren't able to beat opponents. We'd be dominating on the ball, and they were able to counter-attack and getting points where we really should have taken all 3 points. And the pivotal moment of our season, it was the Arsenal game. After the restart, it ended up changing it, since we were able to get 3 points. Well, the bottom 5 clubs, they weren't able to pick up points, which made our gap between us and the relegation zone become even bigger. And I think that just changed the whole mood for our squad. It motivated them, and it gave them the momentum to go and pick up points versus sides like Leicester. To get that, it was so key for us, and that's been what's made us ultimately stay up in the Premier League. And Graham Potter's thoughts of this season, talking about how it's been a good transition season for us to go from a really pragmatic style to a more expansive style of football while still staying up. And for us, the players, they've been changing how they've been playing, and with lots of youngsters coming in, Graham Potter thinks that we could have a much better chance of finishing higher up in the table next season. And I think I agree with that, due to how we've been playing. And with the youngsters, some of our youngsters are really good, and I think next season it's got a big chance of us doing well. And now versus Burnley, earlier on in the season, we drew 1-1, and for us it was, we'd be dominating the game, but Burnley, they ended up scoring a last minute equaliser, and that was really disappointing. And our form versus Burnley, it hasn't been great. We haven't beat them in 8 attempts, but Burnley have only beat us twice with 6 draws, and both of them losses coming last season. And for us, I think Potter's going to be targeting 41 points. We've never got that in the Premier League, so that's why I think Potter will be targeting a new record point tally. And for Burnley, I think they'll also go for it, since they want to get 8th for more prize money. And my lineup for this game, I think it should be a 4-4-2, and in goal it should be Ryan with a back 4 of Burn, Dunk, Webster and Montoya. And Burnley, their strikers are really physical, they're really good in the air, so that's why I think Burn should play. He'll be able to give us more protection against their crosses, so that's why Burn should play. And Webster, I think he's been really good recently playing with Dunk, so that's why he shouldn't be dropped. And Montoya should play over Lamptey, because despite Lamptey playing really well in recent games, Montoya's taller and got more of a physical presence, and Lamptey's biggest weaknesses is crosses, so that's why I think it should be Montoya over Lamptey. And the midfield too, it should be Stevens and Bissouma. Both of them have been playing really well recently, and their partnership should go into next season, so that's why they should go and play this game together. And on the left wing, it should be Trossard. He's been playing well recently, and he's able to give us that counter-attacking threat. And I think it should be McAllister instead of Moya Gross, because versus Newcastle, Moya and Gross, they weren't that great. And up front, it should be Maupay and Connolly. Score predictions for this game. I think it will either be a really high-scoring game or 0-0 game, because I think both teams will be playing good attacking football, how we've been playing this season. Since we've got nothing to lose, we'll try and play how we want to play for next season, while Burnley, they also want to push for a higher place in the table. So I think both teams will attack, and it's whether we'll be able to break down each other's defences. So I think it will be either a game which is 2-2 with Chris Wood and James Tarkowski scoring for Burnley. With us, I think Neil Maupay and Lewis Dunk will score for us, or it will be a 0-0 draw because our defences would be too good. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Brighton TV and follow us on Instagram.